He was 39 when he got back.
Yep.
He didn't get back till 1919. When he got back from the war, he applied for a soldier settlement block,
Yep.
which he got allocated up here. And when he came up to have a look at it, there was 300 acres of land, and all it had was a fence around it, right, outside fence. No house, no sheds, no water.
Yep.
So it was a pretty tough sort of a place. He bought a house from One New, as they call it, and had it shifted to the farm with a steam engine. The farm had 35 acres of vineyard on it, which adjoined the dad's place, and it was all just let go to rack and ruin. But the dad had known quite a bit about growing vines and that down at Newstead or Yendort. He'd restore the vineyard, which he did, and then he built his own cellars, and he bought his press and the crusher and one thing and another, and made wine. So the first years or two it was quite good. It was about 3 and 6pence a gallon. And a bit later on, there was no demand great for wine much, so it was often a shilling a gallon. So years later I grubbed them out with a pick and shovel, and over the 35 acres there was 22,000 vines. So I did a bit of work there. So the dad liked a bit of wine. He didn't drink much of it, but he liked it all right. But he drank mainly beer, because he drank it in the army, you see. He made an awful lot of friends up there, because he went on to a settler on an estate that had 10 returned soldiers go on it. In the meantime, he'd bought a T-model Ford, and he and another fellow went around looking for money to build a hall. And in one day, he was lucky enough to raise £200, which was a hell of a lot of money in those days. So the hall cost about £900. So between running bits of dances and, you know, raffles and that, they got the £900. So it was built in 1923. And it was a very, very well used place. It was, I mean, they came from miles to it, you know. And it was a great old place. We bought a block next door for my brother, and that was returned soldier's place, but he walked off it. So we bought that, and then just across the road there was another one came up, so we bought that. Well, to pay for the farms, we started up 2 dance bands, the 2 brothers did. I got a photo of them there. And anyway, that worked out to be a pretty good thing to do in the finish, because the most I ever played was 19 out of 22 nights. We were supposed to get irrigation when we came. That was 1922. But the irrigation didn't come through till 1927. So we were pretty flat out to make any money, you know. So the dance plan worked out all right. And I played for, as it turns out, I played for 60 years, which is long enough, isn't it? It's like, as I said about the other 2 farms we bought. Well, the other settlers, soldier settlers, they got off them because they couldn't make a living. But you see, we went out making roads and all that sort of job, you know. So as I said before, if you try hard enough, you can get through it. But they were pretty tough times.